we know is that there are many people around the world that don't have access to clean drinking water, about 800 million people. And it depends, around the world there are some countries that are worst affected. We also know that not having clean drinking water is affected by not having sanitation, toilets and latrines. And so the countries that are most affected there are the ones in Africa and in South Asia. But even within that, so those are the countries that are most affected, even within countries there are big differences. And it's usually the poorest people that don't have access. It's often the caste members in an Indian situation, or Bangladesh, or in Sri Lanka, the people of the lower classes that don't have access. It's the women and the elderly and the disabled. So the poor people within countries are also the ones that are missing out.
What is with the rich countries? How is the situation over there?
In the rich countries, again, it's very much the vulnerable, the marginalised populations. So it might be the ethnic communities or the immigrants, the Roma community, for example, in an Eastern European country, are quite likely to be the ones that don't have good sanitation, don't have good access to good clean water, and also don't have access to the information that they need to know about things like the importance of washing your hands with soap in order to reduce diseases.
What do you mean, which solutions are there to change the situation?
There are so many solutions to the problem. Some of them are to do with technology and to providing facilities and services, and things like making sure there are water points or water pipes delivering water near to people's houses so they don't have to go a long way to find them, making sure that everything is kept clean so that things are hygienic, etc. So sometimes it's technology, but sometimes it's just to do with how people behave. Like I said, knowing that you have to wash your hands with soap after going to the toilet or before you prepare food. So sometimes it's not technology at all, it's just about people understanding what they need to do to protect their health.
Does the right to water mean that water should be free?
No, it doesn't. The right to water and sanitation is sometimes a big misconception, and people think, oh, it means that it should be free and everyone has it for free. It doesn't mean that at all, but it should be affordable and it should be accessible. So if you're poor, it should be possible for you to be able to access those services. You have a right to those services. And it doesn't mean that government has to supply it. The government needs and has a responsibility to make sure that the systems are set up so that people can access it. But it could be through private services, it could be through community services. Not for free necessarily, but it does have to be affordable.
What is the role of Deutsche Welle in this issue?
Deutsche Welle is so important to us because you have a reach all around the world. You know what I was saying about the fact that people need to understand this issue. Part of the issue is that people think it's not a problem, or they don't even think about it. And the point is you have a chance to reach people all over the world and make them realise that this is an important issue. When I said that people need to know basic things about behaviour, like that it's important to use a latrine or a toilet and it's important to wash your hands with soap, there are people speaking languages who don't understand English or French or Spanish, who understand languages like Hindi or Farsi or things like that. And the point is Deutsche Welle is one of those amazing global outlets that speaks those languages and can get those languages out, those messages out in those languages.